Hey friends, sometimes you don't need proof, you just feel it. A strange silence, a new glow on her skin, the way she smiles to herself when you're not looking. You don't want to believe it, but something inside you keeps repeating, she's been with someone. Your heart may not want to accept it, but your body knows, your gut knows, and your soul starts to ache quietly. This video isn't about making you paranoid, it's about waking you up. Because too many good men have been left in confusion, trying to explain a feeling they couldn't name. You see, when a woman has been physically close to someone, when she's shared herself in that deeply intimate way, something changes, not always in a big, loud way, but in small, soft ways that only a man who truly feels will notice. We live in a world where it's easy to lie, easy to hide things behind screens, sweet words, or half-truths. But the body doesn't lie, energy doesn't lie, and deep connection, especially the physical kind, leaves behind traces, not on her skin, but in her soul, in her rhythm, in her presence. And if you pay close attention, you'll feel it. Maybe she holds your hand, but her fingers feel colder. Maybe her kisses feel distracted. Maybe she suddenly becomes calmer or strangely distant. It's not always guilt. Sometimes it's just a shift. Like a room that was warm yesterday but feels colder today, even though the sun still shines. You deserve to know, not because you want to control her, but because you want to protect yourself, your time, your heart, your peace. This isn't something most people will teach you. Your friends might not say it. Society might tell you to just trust her. But real men know, sometimes your trust has to come after you've paid attention, after you've read the room, after you've seen what your heart was trying to show you all along. Today, I'll share with you 6 secret signs that many women will never admit and most men never notice. These signs are not obvious, but they are real, and once you know them, you'll never be in the dark again. You'll walk with more strength, more peace, and more power in your truth. These 6 points will help you understand her better and protect yourself deeper. Let's go start. Number 1, a sudden calmness in her energy. One of the first and quietest signs a woman may show after recent intimacy with someone else is a strange, unexplainable calmness. To most people, it looks like peace, but to a man who's emotionally connected to her, it feels like distance. It's not the kind of calm you feel when someone's happy with you. It's the kind that feels like something inside her has already been settled, but not by you. This calmness might show up in small moments. Maybe she's not texting with the same warmth. Maybe she sits beside you but feels far away. She laughs at your jokes, but her laughter feels rehearsed. She touches you, but there's no fire in it. Her presence is soft, but not for you. It's as if she's already full, already fed, emotionally or physically, by someone else. You see, after real physical connection, especially if it's intense or emotional, a woman often carries a sense of release, like tension has left her body. There's a quietness in her eyes, her body seems more relaxed, her mood feels balanced. But if that intimacy didn't come from you, this peaceful energy becomes uncomfortable. It feels like you're trying to connect with someone who's already been reached. This can be confusing for a man, especially if she's not being cold or rude. She might still be kind, still sweet, still smiling, but there's a missing warmth, a certain hunger she once had for you that isn't there anymore. It's like she's emotionally full and you're no longer needed in the same way. And here's where it gets deep. Men often ignore this sign because they want to believe she's just in a good mood or just tired or having a quiet day. But your gut knows better. If you've known her for a while, your body picks up on her rhythms. You feel when she's emotionally available. You feel when she's pulling back. And when that calmness feels too sudden, too centered, too disconnected, it's often not a coincidence. Sometimes the aftermath of intimacy leaves behind peace, a strange kind of glow. And unless she had that moment with you, that peace isn't yours to enjoy. You'll feel like an outsider, like she's walking through a dream and you're not in it. This is not about judging her. It's about understanding her energy. A woman who has recently connected with someone else will often carry this softness, not because she's trying to hurt you, but because her heart has already been emotionally quieted. And unless she's transparent about it, you'll be left wondering why you suddenly feel like a guest in a place you used to call home. When this calmness shows up without reason, especially after days of tension or emotional distance, it may be one of the earliest signs. Watch carefully, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Your peace depends on your ability to notice what's no longer being said. Number 2, the sudden shift in eye contact and presence. When a woman has recently been intimate with another man, one of the most haunting signs is found in her eyes, or more accurately, in how she avoids them. You might notice she's suddenly not looking at you the way she used to. The depth, the warmth, the spark, it's not there. Or worse, she looks at you, but only for a second before looking away. Quick glances, short smiles, and conversations where her eyes feel guarded. This shift might be subtle. In fact, many men miss it the first few times. But if you've loved her, truly looked into her eyes during vulnerable moments, you'll notice the difference immediately. Her gaze doesn't linger. Her face doesn't soften like it used to. It feels like she's somewhere else. And that's because she is. The eyes are powerful. They are windows into the soul, as the saying goes, and that's more than just poetry. After real physical intimacy, especially when it meant something, a woman's emotional center can shift. Her heart, her thoughts, her energy might now be tied to someone else, even temporarily, and it becomes hard for her to meet your eyes with the same honesty. There's a strange guilt in her glance, or sometimes just emptiness, not because she's necessarily trying to hide something, but because something inside her has already changed. She may still talk, she may still sit close, but if her eyes dart around, avoid yours, or look through you instead of into you, take a moment. Ask yourself, why is she suddenly somewhere else, even while she's in front of me? This disconnect is emotional, and her eyes will often betray what her words are trying to cover. You'll also notice that her presence feels split. She's with you physically, but her mind seems distracted. Her emotions aren't syncing with yours. She may be smiling, nodding, or even engaging in conversation, but deep down, you feel like you're speaking to a version of her that's only halfway there. That's because emotional and physical intimacy with someone else can cause a woman to emotionally retreat from you. Her mind is playing a different movie now, and you've been quietly removed from the screen. And here's the truth. Most women won't even realize they're doing this. It's not always planned or calculated. Sometimes the emotional effects of intimacy show up naturally, like waves after a storm. But for the man watching from the shore, those waves carry away something precious: connection, safety, and clarity. When her eye contact breaks too often, when her gaze feels unfamiliar, when her attention floats away even when she's right next to you, listen to that. Don't chase, don't accuse, just observe, because those silent signs often speak the loudest, and your heart deserves honesty, even if it has to find it without her words. Number 3, a subtle glow you didn't create. There's a certain glow that radiates from a woman after deep intimacy. It's not just physical, it's spiritual, energetic, and almost sacred. But when that glow appears suddenly, without your presence having touched her heart or body recently, it can sting. It's a silent signal that someone else may have ignited something inside her. A release, a surrender, a pleasure that didn't come from you. This kind of glow is not the surface level beauty of makeup or good lighting. It's not the result of a new dress or a long nap. No, this is the kind of soft radiance that comes from being emotionally stirred, physically fulfilled, and psychologically seen by someone. And if you're the man who's always been her source of that light, you'll notice instantly when that glow no longer carries your name. She walks differently. She smiles at the ground more than usual, not because she's shy, but because she's reliving something. Her movements feel lighter, her energy less hungry. There's a sense of quiet satisfaction in the way she carries herself, as if a thirst inside her has been quenched, and the craving you used to feel in her presence is no longer reaching for you. And that's what cuts the deepest. It's not the fear that she was with someone else, it's the realization that she might have found what she needed, and it wasn't you this time. You'll notice she hums while doing nothing. She zones out while you're talking, caught in some memory you weren't invited into. Her responses are slower, not because she's upset, but because she's full of something you didn't give her. And the moment you feel it, it's like watching someone fall in love with a ghost. She's present, but part of her is dancing in a memory you can't reach. Many men don't know how to interpret this glow. Some confuse it with happiness. Others convince themselves that she's just had a good day. But deep down, your masculine intuition starts ringing. This is not just joy. It's afterglow. It's softness born from surrender. It's peace born from pleasure. And it always has a source. Think of it like this. The soul leaves fingerprints after intimacy. Not the kind you can see with your eyes, but the kind you feel when you sit next to someone and something in them is different. Less chaotic, quieter, a settled heart, a satisfied body, a stilled gaze. That glow is rare and sacred. And when you see it, but know you didn't cause it, you'll feel it like a whisper in your chest. She's been touched, but not by me. This isn't about blame. It's about recognition. A woman can't always control the way her body reveals truth. The skin remembers what the mind tries to forget. The eyes reflect what the lips won't say. And the glow? That's the loudest silence of all. When you see this glow appear out of nowhere, when it doesn't belong to your moments together, pause. Don't rage, don't accuse, but know that something has passed through her soul. And sometimes knowing that is the beginning of protecting your own. Number 4, her body language suddenly feels complete, but not toward you. There is something deeply primal and nonverbal about how the human body expresses closeness, desire, and connection. And when a woman has recently been intimate with someone else, her body will often begin to move, rest, and behave in ways that reflect a quiet completion, a satisfaction that doesn't involve you. You may not notice it at first. In fact, her body may look more relaxed, more comfortable, even more alive, but it's not reaching for you anymore. That's the difference. The little things, the way she once touched your arm for no reason, leaned into your chest without thinking, rested her head close to you just to feel safe. Those moments start disappearing. She still exists in the same room, but her body no longer calls out to yours. When a woman is emotionally and physically fulfilled, especially from another man, there is a distinct stillness in her movements. The restless longing that once danced in her fingers when she held your hand is gone. Her eyes no longer scan your face for reassurance. Her arms no longer fold around your body for protection. Her posture feels closed, not because she's angry, but because she's no longer yearning. And that, for a man who loves her, is a painful quiet to witness. You'll feel this most clearly in moments of closeness. Maybe you sit beside her on the couch and something in her body pulls away, even slightly, or you lie next to her in bed, but there's a coldness in the space between you, even if you're touching. It's as if her body is present, but her energy has left the room. Her softness doesn't melt into you like it used to. She holds herself, arms folded, legs crossed, torso turned slightly away, as though she's already been held by someone else, and she's no longer reaching for more. Sometimes, after intimacy, a woman's nervous system calms in ways that reflect true surrender. If she felt safe, seen, and desired with someone else, her body might carry that energy for days. It's in the way she walks, slower, more grounded. It's in the way she breathes, deeper, less rushed. But if you weren't the one she shared that intimacy with, it creates a quiet, invisible wall between you. You'll feel like you're trying to touch someone who's already been touched, and not just physically, but emotionally, psychologically, deeply. And here's what many men misunderstand. Her coldness is not always a punishment. Sometimes it's just that her body doesn't need yours in that moment. It has already received, it has already given, and it no longer reaches like it used to. That reaching is what tells you someone is still with you. When it fades, it's not just space that grows, it's absence. So what should you do when you sense this? First, trust your body. Men often feel the truth before they see it. Don't gaslight yourself into thinking you're paranoid. Emotional presence shows itself through physical expression. If her body language has shifted, if her touch feels transactional, if her posture has turned away from you without explanation, those are signs, not accusations, just signs. You deserve closeness that reaches for you. You deserve affection that feels alive, not borrowed. And when a woman's body no longer echoes the warmth you once knew, it's time to pay attention, because often what her mouth won't say, her silence and her stillness already have. Number 5. Emotional distance wrapped in artificial warmth. Sometimes, after a woman has recently been intimate with another man, the way she behaves towards you changes, not with obvious coldness, but with an unsettling fake warmth. She becomes unusually polite, kind even, but it's not the kind of warmth that draws you in. It's the kind that makes you wonder, why does this feel so distant? This is emotional disconnection in disguise, a quiet attempt to cover guilt, confusion, or inner conflict with politeness and routine gestures. She might smile more, talk softer, even make small efforts to act normal, but the emotional soul behind those actions is missing. It's like being served your favorite dish, but the flavor is off. You taste it, but it's empty. Her affection becomes mechanical, not magical. You'll feel this in conversations. She'll ask about your day, nod at your stories, even laugh at your jokes, but there's a delay, a hollowness, a lack of emotional echo. It's as if she's performing a role she no longer believes in, and if you pay close attention, you'll notice she's not really with you. She's performing kindness, so you won't look too deeply. And here's where many men get confused. They think, she's being sweet, maybe I was overthinking. But that artificial sweetness is often a cover for internal turmoil. When a woman has recently crossed an intimate boundary with another man, she may not know how to carry that truth around you, especially if she still has some emotional connection to you. That tension creates a split within her. Part of her feels guilty, the other part doesn't want to hurt you, so she acts nicer instead of closer. But you'll feel the difference, because real warmth connects. It relaxes the room, it calms the heart. It's filled with natural timing, raw laughter, spontaneous affection. When that gets replaced by forced smiles and empty hugs, your spirit will start to ache. Something inside you will whisper, she's here, but not for me anymore. This emotional distance wrapped in fake warmth is one of the hardest truths to swallow, because it's so subtle, so well masked, and so emotionally confusing. You may find yourself doubting your intuition. You may blame stress, mood swings, hormones, but somewhere inside, you'll feel like you're hugging someone who's already gone, and still, she won't say it. She won't confess, because to admit the truth would shatter the illusion she's trying to maintain. So instead, she performs love. She offers politeness. She remains sweet enough to keep you near, but never deep enough to make you feel chosen. This is not just about cheating or betrayal. It's about emotional residue. Real intimacy leaves a trace. If she's been with someone else, that closeness can shift her emotions without her realizing it. And in her confusion, she may try to treat you better to avoid the pain of treating you honestly. So what do you do when you feel this? Be still. Don't chase her warmth. Observe her presence. Listen to what your body is telling you. Because sometimes her voice may lie, but her silence, her timing, her sudden sweetness, they are speaking a deeper language. When love turns into performance, you must protect your peace. because you don't deserve half-present affection. You deserve to be loved with truth, not with guilt. Number 6, she becomes emotionally full but strangely unavailable. One of the most overlooked signs that a woman has recently been intimate with someone else is this. She suddenly seems emotionally full, as if some deep craving inside her has been satisfied. But strangely, she becomes emotionally unavailable to you. Her need for connection decreases, her urgency for affection fades, and her once burning desire to be close to you quiets like a fire that's already been fed. This is not the usual kind of mood swing or feminine mystery. It's a deeper shift. You'll sense it when she no longer looks to you for emotional reassurance, when her texts become delayed not out of neglect, but because she doesn't feel the hunger for your attention anymore. You'll feel it in the pauses. When she used to reach out just to feel seen, now she seems complete, but not with you. You see, when a woman has recently been physically and emotionally intimate with someone else, it often creates a temporary sense of inner fullness. It calms her nervous system. It satisfies her emotional hunger. It quiets her restlessness. And if that intimacy was deeply pleasurable or emotionally significant, she no longer seeks those same feelings from the man she's drifting from. That man, you, now feel like an echo, not the melody. This fullness often confuses men. You start asking yourself, isn't this what I wanted? She's not arguing. She seems relaxed. She's less needy. But then you realize she's no longer asking for your love because she's already received it elsewhere. Not love in the romantic sense, maybe not even emotional loyalty, but the kind of closeness that makes her feel emotionally soothed and physically held. She stops trying to impress you. Her eyes no longer sparkle when you enter the room. Her words lack that subtle lilt of excitement. She doesn't dress up for your attention anymore, but she's not distant in a dramatic way. She's just settled, satisfied, withdrawn in a way that doesn't scream anger. It just whispers, "You're not needed here like before." That is the ache, that strange place where she's still around, still polite, still functional, but the emotional space between you has grown wide and silent. She's fulfilled, and yet you feel starved. Many men mistake this for peace. They think, she's calm, we're doing okay. But emotionally, something sacred has been replaced. And what's worse, it's often replaced with a form of passive indifference that makes you feel invisible. You may try to win her back. You may double your effort, buy gifts, say sweet things, plan surprises, but the truth is, when a woman is emotionally full from another source, your efforts begin to feel like noise because you're trying to fill a space that's already been claimed. What's left for you then is silence and self-respect. You don't accuse, you don't chase, you observe, because the way a woman stops needing you says everything about how she's changed. It's not always a betrayal of the body, it's a redirection of the heart, and that's often more painful. She's emotionally full, but her emotional table no longer has a seat for you. And that's when you realize some forms of absence are louder than words. Some forms of emotional distance can only be honored by stepping back, letting go, and remembering that you too deserve to feel chosen, not just tolerated, not just remembered, but deeply wanted. Conclusion. And so, friends, these are the subtle signs, the silent whispers that speak volumes. The truth is, we all yearn for clarity in our relationships. We crave understanding, and sometimes that means noticing the unspoken shifts in someone's heart and body. The signs are not always loud, but they are real. When a woman's glow changes, her body language shifts, and her emotional needs pull away from you. Don't ignore what your intuition is telling you. Trust yourself and honor the truth of the space between you. Remember, this is not about blame. It's about awareness. It's about growth. You deserve to be with someone whose love is authentic, not just a reflection of someone else's affection. Don't settle for silence when you deserve a voice. Don't accept half love when you are worthy of depth. If you found value in today's video, if these signs helped illuminate a truth in your life, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Share this message with anyone you believe might benefit from this insight. Relationships are complex, but they don't have to be confusing. By becoming more aware, you empower yourself to make healthier, more honest choices. Remember, understanding is the first step toward healing. And the more you understand, the more capable you are of creating the deep, authentic connection you truly deserve. Thank you for watching, friends. Until next time, let's go start creating better relationships with the wisdom of awareness.